Thank you for calling Help Desk. This is Jimmy. You have a problem accessing the public drive? Okay. I see. Hey, can you give me your callback number? Yeah, I'll just check on your permissions for that folder and get back to you right away. Okay. Got it then. Thanks. Public drive. Pictures, no doubt. Archive folder, huh? Hey, this one brings back some memories. Pictures from the archive folder of the IT team. That's where it all started, I suppose. Back then, year 2000. Year 2000, the year of the 2K bug. Heck of a year to expand a company, but expand it did. And in this year, PeopleSupport came into the Philippine area of responsibility. And geez, it was a storm stronger than I can remember. We were housed back in Philam then. X number of floors, X number of employees. Back then, I bet Bong knew everyone's name. Philam Data Center was put into place, cables laid out, computers set up. The IT was so small, it basically consisted of just one telco person and one NetOps guy. Ew. I don't know if they ever managed that, but however they did that, I will never know.
When we first started PeopleSupport in the Philippines, a lot of excitement, a lot of challenges. We only have very limited IT support. Basically, the telecommunications infrastructure back then in the Philippines is not yet that stable. We are like working crazy 24 hours to support the entire operations. We have to be resourceful enough to deal with vendor, ask for service units, ask for like any favors that will help us deliver what we need to deliver in operations.
Year 2001. ITLA was basically transitioned over to IT Manila, and we finally had our first IT director too. And of course, the birth of Help Desk.
We started with 3 analysts who came from operation. There's Aldrin, John, and me. Gilbert was hired as a senior analyst. At the start, we just received report and we escalated them. Our functionality was pretty limited, so our access. The current office responsibility is very different. We have a lot of functionality that was transferred to us from the other IT teams. Back then, we don't have those access.
Remember when I said PS was like a storm? Well, now what's really picking up wind. The Robinson site came into the world at this year. At this point, IT was now a healthy 12 to 15 people strong. Specialization got in the picture too. And the result? Software engineering. Help Desk was also in on the growth birth too.
I joined the Help Desk group around March of 2004. I came from a small group called the Knowledge Team. Back then we only had 8 people. 3 people for the night shift, 2 each for morning and afternoon, and 1 supervisor. I like what I'm doing here in Help Desk. It's been a tough climb, but after 2 years, finally got my breaks. I got promoted to senior analyst. I love the people of this team. I love Help Desk. Everyone's very cooperative. There's this sense of teamwork. There's this sense of ownership.
The software engineering team was formed due to the need of developing internal applications as requested by the client. The Manila team started way back 2002 and is composed of only 1 software engineer. And in 2003, I was luckily added to that team. Eventually, the group became involved in the day-to-day IT operations, including support and maintenance of developed applications. This includes PS Directory, CIS, data warehouse monitoring tool, DW Admin AIMS, an applicant tracking system, which I almost single-handedly developed and gave me a lot of sleepless nights. Corporate website, the internet. Perhaps one of the biggest projects is the DR tool, which is actually a CRM tool used by a lot of our clients, and it is actually one of the products marketed by PeopleSupport.
Year 2K3. Ooh la 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 la. The year the Cebu site came into the fold. Haven in the south. Metro Cebu. And of course, Cebu employee number 1, Clint. The reporting team also started in this year, and when it poured, it rained.
When I started here in PeopleSupport, way back September 2003, there was nothing verifying if indeed this was the PeopleSupport Cebu office. I was the first one they hired. I was their only IT personnel here, so I am responsible for server, desktop, phone. I even do phone assignments. Most often they call me the Superman. I have a wonderful team here. I have the full support of the IT management, as well as support from other departments.
When I arrived, well, basically it was tough. There was always a lot of things to be done. I had nobody to ask questions to, nobody to escalate stuff to. And eventually the job grew on you. You eventually took ownership of the system, and you became responsible for things that happen on the reporting system. One of the reasons why I stayed for over 4 years.
Year 2K4. A very different year with very different stuff. That said though, 2K4 was another year for new beginnings. This is the first time the platform admin, the desktop analyst group, and the security group peeked into the IT window. An IT team was set up in Export Bank. STC support team was also formed this year.
When I started to join platform admin, we were just two people. Eventually, Annie joined us for after 3 months. So we were supporting, I think that was 3 applications.
Yeah. After that, a lot of applications were transferred to the enterprise team. As of right now, we are around 13 people in the Philippines. There are a lot of challenges, but we, Claire and I, are enjoying a lot of time being in the office and handling issues and dealing with the customers.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It was really very funny that sometimes even if it would take long hours work, it's such a fulfillment for us.
And we're glad to be part of the IT, and we're glad to be part of the enterprise as well.
Right.
It's a big happy family right now.
The desktop support team was formed due to the growing need for PC support and maintenance. Back then, there were only 4 desktop analysts. As the company took in more clients, the need for desktop support increased. Although there have been opportunities to join the other IT teams, I decided to stay with the desktop team because of the special bond we all share. There have been challenges, but we are able to surpass them and continue to stay strong.
I started in PeopleSupport September 16, 2004, and then 3 days after my new hire orientation, I was called and advised that there was an virus outbreak in one of our sites. We started to implement network changes in all desktop computers. As part of the network security management, I have to constantly monitor the security events happening in PeopleSupport. I really enjoy the job because it gives you a challenge in every events that happen within the network. It keeps you updated on what is happening on the company.
Freedom. Change was in the air. Things will never be the same. The PeopleSupport Center was the highlight of this year. IT Manila was again housed under one roof.
Oi, Christian!
See what I mean? And then, of course, there was George.
I met the folks in the IT department. I definitely had a couple of impressions. First of all, I think it was managed extremely well from a cost perspective. I was probably most concerned about the fact that we had so many people leaving us. And we had so many openings, especially at the director level. And most importantly, we didn't have a good leader in Manila. So we spent a lot of time in my first 6 months, and so did a lot of the folks on the IT leadership team, to interview different candidates. The vision for PeopleSupport for our technology needs to be that we're not going to be first to market with new technologies, but we're also not going to be last to market. To continually look at different technologies that are emerging and apply them, we need tools, we need processes, we perhaps even need some additional people. We need to become much more service-oriented and a lot more proactive.
Consulting, I would say the most infamous group in IT, not just because we are good-looking, but because we are usually at the forefront of issues and client interface. Back in 2004, we were only 5 at that time, and it was more difficult as compared to what we have right now. The job is demanding, but very fulfilling at the same time. We are very involved in the build-outs. You've seen PSC before. 2005, it was just a vacant lot. Now, PSC building is the most recognized landmark in the Ayala Makati Business District. What I love most with consulting is you get the chance to decide, and you see that your decision making do affect how the company grows. The rewarding part there is you see your hard work being reflected on the operations floor. It impacts the rest of the IT support teams. At the same time, you see how your hard work has indeed helped your clients and your customer.
2K6. This year, we got Rapid Text and Davao, and last but certainly not the least, Costa Rica. This year marked the arrival of the new King of the Hill too.
Our objective is to provide IT service for our clients efficiently and effectively. With this objective in mind, we focus our efforts in 3 things: infrastructure, IT processes, and ultimately, IT people. PeopleSupport is not PeopleSupport if it cannot support its own people. This is the new PeopleSupport IT department. We support our people, we value our people, we grow the talents of our people.
Guess I've been daydreaming too long. Well, I did find what that requester was looking for, so email away, take it today, and the story goes.
Welcome to the first ever PeopleSupport IT Awards.
We're looking for qualified staff to manage your sites.
We're
we're from admin started it just ano ba? Admin started with a chapter. Okay. Unfortunately, the one was tama ba? Mali.
What is started?
Our manager of network engineering. I think I'll stop there.